Hello and welcome in, you guys. Today we're going to be testing a bunch of new makeup. This is what I've got going for us. It's like a full bin here. So quite a lot of stuff that I picked up. Ulta was having like a 20% off sale for some point. I can't remember exactly when. I think it was like last week. So there was a bunch of stuff in my loves list that I wanted to pick up. Everything that was like new. It was 20% off like literally everywhere. And I had like $90 in points. So I did place a couple of orders. I think I like placed an order on the very last day one final time to get that 20% off. So we're going to be testing things from the drugstore. I even have like an order here that I placed like from Sephora at some point. So this is like drugstore, couple of things from Sephora. I want to do a side-by-side on one product. We're going to put it all on the face. We do have one complexion product today. So we're going to be doing a wear test as I always do with anything complexion products, you guys. That's it. Let's get into it because I want to show you exactly what we've got to play with and test today. All right, you guys, in absolutely no particular order, I'm going to start pulling this out and showing you guys. So the first thing was the Morphe All Covered, I guess that's all it's called, shapeable makeup sponge. I kind of like some of the Morphe brushes that I have in my collection that I've gotten over the years. So this looked fabulous. Like I like big sponges like this and I want it to be really squishy. I don't know why I got it, but it was a new release. And then the DIBS, the Duet Baked Bronzer. I'm buying and trying like a lot of new DIBS products, but they are on the more expensive side. So anyway, I did pick that up and not the dual blush. And then e.l.f. had a bunch of new releases. So they had a smoky Kohl eyeliner. So you can smoke this one out. And then I got the No Budge Retractable eyeliner. So we'll use both of these today. And then the Incredi-Curl mascara, curling and volumizing. I've never, not once been a fan of any of the e.l.f. mascaras. It's just not intense enough for my personal preferences. I'm hoping, you know, this changes my mind. This is a little bit older of a release. It's the MAC Strobe Liquid Blush, but I had it in my loves list. Kiko Milano had a new liquid blush. This the So Chic Trio blush, whatever that means. Polite Society had a loose setting powder. The L'Oreal Infallible loose setting powder that's going pretty viral. I heard about this even from people at work who aren't big on makeup. So I need to test that for myself. Essence had a foundation stick launch, so that's the complexion product. Fenty had a new lip liner. Okay, all right, listen. I got the final shade that I wanted to get from these high shimmer gloss sticks from Fenty. And this one is in the shade Fussy. There's like one other one I'm pretty sure, and it's like a deep mocha shade, and I don't want that shade because I know it's not gonna look great on me, but I got this. I got the final shade that I wanted. So now I think I have 5 shades total, I'm pretty sure. So I went for broke, I did it. Then Makeup Revolution is coming for Fenty because they dropped their gloss stick. This one is going to mirror the one that doesn't have shimmer to it. So honestly, because I got a shade super similar to Fussy in these sticks, the ones that don't have shimmer, get off of me. I kind of wanted to do like a side-by-side and see how this compares to the Fenty. Again, another little bit of an older release, the Close-Up Blurring Powder Blush from Nabla. Artist Color Crayon Stick Cream Multi-Use Stick from Makeup Forever, which we're gonna use as blush. A Lipgaurd SPF 31 High Shine Gloss Balm from Caliray. And then Iconic London did a sale on their site as well, the Shape and Shade. So this is like a new bronzer stick. That's it. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Let's start off with the eye products first. I'm actually gonna throw on some shadow. This went into my everyday makeup drawer because I still have this from like when it first launched and it was like new. Like I still haven't tested it, but I'm just not gonna feature it on my channel. I'm pretty sure you can't get your hands on this palette anymore, the Magical Creation. Because I wanna use the liners too. We're not gonna focus today. I wanna use the liners too. So I'm gonna take like the pink shade in the crease. This probably in the outer corner. I'm just gonna do that really fast. This is uber powdery. It's just making a mess everywhere. I could literally use any one of these shimmers, so I'm struggling. But every time I come up here to film, one of our dogs, she follows me up here. Ooh, I didn't realize this was gonna be purple. Let's go for the middle shade that's like marbled because it's the most pink. But yeah, I didn't realize that purple one was gonna be purple. It looked like silver in the pan. So I'm glad that I swatched it before I put it on my lids. So our female dog always follows me up here. I don't know why. She likes being upstairs anyway, probably because it's a little bit warmer and the AC is definitely pumping really high downstairs. But every time I'm filming and it's like quiet, then I can hear her snoring out there because she's completely passed out. And I just got up here too, so she's like passing out fast. All right, let's go into the Smoky Kohl liner. They actually came out with a ton of shades in this, and I just hit myself in the face. I'm pretty sure they've never had these in their line. They have a couple of things that they just came out with again that like they're re-released. I can definitely see like brow pencils that I've seen before, I'm pretty sure, and they've come out again with like more eyeshadow palettes and those like quads, but I don't think they've had this. So this is not getting great reviews. It's got 3 stars right now, but it's $3. And I've actually been using like smoky liners lately. So I just ended up getting this one in, oh, I got it in Rare Emerald. I got it in a forest green. I didn't even realize that when, okay, I just put my eye look together. We're still gonna use it. I don't care. But for $3, a silky smooth, smoky Kohl eyeliner pencil that lets you create iconic looks from smudge lash lines for everyday to smoldering smoky effects. The richly pigmented blendable formula easily smudges for a bold, long-lasting look. Get all the sultry shades. I don't know what the reviews are, but I have to go. There's like 5. Ugly. I got this and it came in neon and I tried it once and it just fell apart. Okay. Good smudgeable liner. Someone said yikes. Good for a smoky eye, but horrible for the waterline. I put this product on my waterline and literally 5 minutes later. Okay, well, wait a minute. Wait. See, when I start seeing reviews like this, it's like, guys, it's a smoky liner. Like, don't put it in your waterline. Like, if you want something to stay in your waterline, you have to use a waterproof pencil. Doesn't matter if it's like a cream liner. And they make a ton of those that are super affordable. Like, ColourPop does a really good job. Moira B does a really good job. Elf even does a good job, right? Like, this is the one I would have put in the waterline. Yeah, someone said it's all right. I put it in the waterline. Okay, these reviews are nothing just yet. You know, we need to, like, use it. The only one that I can see was that, like, really neon green one where, you know, she was like, ew, ugly color. Here's what it looks like. Like, it is like basic pencil. There's a swatcheroonie. It's really creamy. My family is already freaking wild. So I am going to take this like as a little wingy woo, and I'm gonna do it like across the lash line and then smoke it out and see how long it stays creamy. All right, I'm gonna take my little liner brush. Wow, my house is already crazy. I try not to take it too far in, but rather like smoke it inwards with a brush. This is typically how I like smoke my liner out these days. And I have been wearing it to work like this a lot lately. Okay, I am gonna add a little bit to the inner corner. I don't even think I need to like smudge it. I don't know what they're talking about. This is fabulous. This is precisely like the kind of smudgeable pencil you need, and it's $3 freaking. I almost dropped it. Like, look at this. Super easy, but doesn't like wipe away to nothing. Like, it smokes out really nicely. Yeah, it's kind of all about, this is not for your waterline. This is a smokable pencil. And that's exactly why I got one of each. Because I want to do one in the waterline, but I wanted to be able to smoke this one out. Gotta keep my eye open. And I usually just smoke it backwards. Or inwards, I guess. About halfway. It's so funny. I'm actually like really excited that I got this shade because I have a ton of blacks and I thought I got it in black for a minute and I was like, why did you do that? Like, you have smoky Kohl liners in black. Like, you did not need another black. I mean, that's kind of fun. The reason I like these like smoky liners lately is because like you don't have to be precise, but then it adds a little bit of pizzazz. This is a really pretty shade. It's like turquoise basically. Okay, I'm leaving it. I'm gonna quit messing around with it. It's not meant to be perfect. That's kind of why I like this. Like these smoky looks lately. For $3, I'll buy every shade. I don't give a shit. This was actually really nice. For smoking, let's remember, it's a smoky Kohl liner for smoking. Never do I get the left eye even to the right eye. They got some good shades here. Like this neon green looks super fun. In Limelight, which is like supposed to be a citrine color, they have an orange that's called Beige Flag. That one might be tricky for like my eyelids because remember, this is not meant for your waterline. That's where this one is gonna come in. But for $3, I was super impressed with that. Like super smudgeable. I can see they did some shade extensions in some other things, but let's take this No Budge retractable eyeliner, which is water resistant for $5 into the waterline. This has got 548 reviews so far, so like why? Keeps my lashes up. What are you talking about? I don't know why there's 3.9 stars for this, 548 reviews. I'm just like so confused that there's just so many reviews already. Like this is one of those products where it's like it got sent out to people like even before it launched. Anyway, there's 6 shades in this total. I'll throw up a picture. One water resistant eyeliner that's creamy. I just kicked the camera. Pigmented and won't elfing budge. Done. Use elf's No Budge Retractable Eyeliner Pencil, smooth, smudge resistant. I mean, like $5 for this. My Sephora one is my favorite, and I gotta say, I think that's like $12, and I've repurchased that more times than I can count. The ColourPop ones are really good too, but they're even more expensive than $5. I use these kinds of pencils literally all the time. The reason I got black is because I use black like a lot for tightlining my upper waterline, so it's definitely something I go through black way more frequently. I have some nice colors for, that's, yeah, it didn't dry completely yet, but it's a little budgy. I use other colors for like my bottom waterline. For $5, I just can't. Honestly, I have not loved their eye products. I mean, their eyeshadows are fine, but like their eye products in general just haven't been my favorite. That's why I always am going for Moira Beauty and ColourPop, and I use products like this constantly. So for me, e.l.f. coming out with it is actually really damn nice because Moira products are not easy to get. Okay, I'm going into the waterline, the upper waterline, before we throw on the mascara to deepen it. I'm not going to slow down this process because I am absolutely awful about getting these liners close to my eyes. So let me do it, and then we'll see if it like transfers to the bottom. Okay, ultra creamy. I always close my eyes when I do it, by the way. So like whatever is getting down here is because I touched it with the actual liner itself. Okay, that went on so easily. It's very creamy. It didn't break or anything, which I was kind of like worried it would. It's brand new too, so it better freaking be creamy. That went on super easily. And I'm blinking and I'm blinking. It's transferring like a tiny bit, but then also I just wet my waterline with the wet wipe. So wow, $5, $5. How much product is in here? Oh, don't do that, damn. I'm off to a rough start today. I'm telling you. All right, that one I made more of a mess with. Are you guys like that where like one eye is scarier than the other? For me, it's my left eye. I do not want to get anything near my left eye. Okay, that's going to be a great eyeliner for me for my upper waterline, especially when I do like really colorful indie shadow looks. I use those liners constantly. But like, especially if I do a look like this, I will tightline. I just think you need to. All right, so far, I highly approve. I spent $8 for both of these. $8. I'm telling you, the Sephora ones, I want to say is like 12 or 20. I can't even remember anymore. Like the prices change so often. But I just repurchased my Sephora one that's like this because it's my favorite non-budgy Budgerson, and this is $5. So far I'm like, I highly approve. All right, let's curl these lashes because we're gonna go into this mascara. Even though it's supposed to be Incredi-Curl, any little thing helps. These lashes, they just want to go straight. That's all they do. This has 4.1 stars so far with 9 reviews. I don't know. People typically like the e.l.f. mascaras. Yikes, this first review says, was hoping it was better. I have eyelashes that grow straight and have a hard time keeping a curl. I followed the instructions on how to use this mascara, but my lashes immediately deflated, uncurled. The moment I put this mascara on, it's thick and goopy right off the bat. Well, it is volumizing, so I kind of expect that. I tried using a lash comb and that didn't help either. Unfortunately, this was returned the day after purchase because it was too heavy and didn't do anything. Ooh, someone said didn't like the product. It went on way too clumpy. It was disappointed. Keeps curls on straight lashes. Finally, someone else said new favorite. So we're getting really, really mixed reviews is what's happening. This mascara retails for $8 and it comes in 3 different shades: a brown, a pitch black, and then a soft black. I got mine in pitch black. Yes, I did. I always do. It's supposed to be a smudge-free, flake-free, and transfer-resistant formula, bold curl with volume. This is a mascara that I would go towards not just to test because of the claims of it are something that I like. A bold curl and volumizing, those are my favorite. Now, I did open this yesterday because I got it yesterday, so I've only had an opportunity to open it one time since I got it. Usually I want to open it like a week in advance. I'm not even kidding before I start testing it. But I opened it a bunch yesterday. Not that I want to push in a bunch of air, but like that's literally the only way this formula tends to dry out is if like you're using it, and the process of kind of like putting it back in like you normally would. This is what e.l.f. does. I never find that I like their wands. This is like the faux natural hair bristle style, and it's curved, which is useless to me. Having a curved wand never did anything, especially for like the left eye. I can never get all the, I don't know, curved mascara wands don't do shit for me. They just don't match the curve of my eye shape, and everyone's is different. All right, let's go into the right eye first. What I'm typically used to with e.l.f. mascaras is that, oh, I kind of like this already, and I could see why a lot of people would hate it, is that they're too creamy and they immediately do not deposit enough color onto my lashes. The wand slips right through generally, and they're more lengthening than volumizing. I don't know, does e.l.f. have like a volumizing mascara? Oh, this is the opposite of all of those things. It is really volumizing. See, I see why people don't like this, or like I had to use a lash brush. For me, guys, this is exactly what I look for. So a formula that's more tacky. I don't like super creamy formulas. I just don't think that those are meant to be volumizing, and volumizing is more my preference. I can like a lot of different mascaras. It's just like personally, volumizing is my favorite because my lashes are so thin. So wow, I immediately really enjoy this. It gave me like a lot of pigment, which was really nice and really volumizing. The clumpiness comes with volumizing, so they just can't stick together. That I don't like. I'm starting to feel like finally an e.l.f. eye product that I like. Yeah, see, I don't like, how do I cross my, I don't do this. I don't do my eyeshadow or my mascara like this. So the curve doesn't matter. Like it would only matter for the right eye or whatever is your dominant hand. I made a mess already. Oh, that was so nice. For me, that was really nice. Okay, let's talk about its curling properties. I don't know if I exactly see curling happening. And it's unfortunate because I'm gonna have to dispute the fact that I see a curl for a mascara that's called Incredi-Curl. Like that doesn't appear to be happening. In fact, it's kind of the opposite, where this is, because it's a tackier formula, this is like heavier weight. It's already crunchy, I can't build this side up. It's a heavier weight mascara, so it does like feel like it's kind of weighing them down, which actually is something that I don't mind because the formulas that I like tend to be a little bit heavier weight, so therefore I can't really complain, but it's called Incredi-Curl. I don't know if I'm seeing an incredible curl happening, more so than they just kind of normally do. I kind of feel like it's doing the opposite. I don't hate this though. Like I'm thoroughly enjoying what I'm seeing here. Finally an e.l.f. mascara I think I can get on board with. And for $8, I'm throwing the box away. I like it. I'm throwing this box away too. I like it. So far, the e.l.f. products are a hit for me. I was so on the fence about the e.l.f. product. To be honest, like I know a lot of people like e.l.f. products. I don't know that they're like some of my holy grails. Only ever had like one complexion product, by the way. It's been discontinued. My favorite foundation, the satin finish foundation, they've gotten rid of it. I'm sure the Soft Glam replaced it. It took a while for them to get rid of it, but such a shame. But aside from that, I have not had an e.l.f. product that I've fallen in love with. All right, that's it for the eye products. Let's get on to testing these blush. All right, because we're gonna be putting on the foundation, well, we're gonna be taking off a bunch of blush and then applying the foundation once I decide which blush we're gonna keep on. So in the meantime, I'm gonna throw on a new release. I've tested this, I know how I feel about it, but it's good for the purposes of like, I'm just gonna throw it on my cheeks really fast, and then it's not really a good shade, but then like, you know, be able to take it off really easily. Cause I wanna put the blush on top of concealer, or this is like concealer and a foundation, but I want to put it on top of something because it just looks more even when I do that as opposed to putting it on to my bare skin. So that's the purpose of using this product. It's quick, it's easy, bada bing, bada boom. That's really all we need. I'm not gonna put it anywhere else. So let's go into the very oldest blush that launched from Nabla. This isn't even listed as new on Ulta's website anymore. I had it in my cart for so freaking long. It came out even before the Tower 28 blurring blushes, which aren't even considered new. So honestly, this comes in a minimal shade range. It only comes in 5 different shades. It retails for $25. It's incredibly luxe touch blush filled with a velvety and soft focus feel, the perfect texture for ethereal cheek enhancement is born. It's a close-up blurring powder blush that hugs the cheeks with softening matte color of natural impact for an even and diffused finish. It's got 3.9 stars with only 7 reviews on Ulta's website. I have mine in the shade Enigma, which is considered a mauve shade. Now look at these boxes. Like, I was struggling to figure out how to open this because like it's not like obvious, you know? Well, it's not focusing, but like it took me a while to figure out how to open it because it didn't come open like this super easily. All right, little tiny blush for $25 doesn't surprise me for Nabla, but it is very cute packaging, and I like that it's like this frosty sheer color, so if you had multiple shades you could tell what color it was. I like that about it. Here's the inside, like nothing remarkable really. Pretty, has no scent to it either. Let's swatch it. I don't think these are very pigmented, so that's like a double swatch right there. But you can see that it's kind of a diffused pigment. It's not super strong, which is good, which is nice. Trying to decide what brush to use for something that isn't really pigmented. I think I'm just gonna use this Eco Tools brush and apply it pretty roughly since it's not super pigmented. I don't know, it's a $25 matte blush, so with not a shit ton of product, I'm switching brushes because I kind of felt like that wasn't going on evenly with a fluffy brush. Like I feel like it's missing right there. Now it could be this because I didn't set it down with any powder, but it's kind of self-setting. Like it's a drier concealer slash foundation. And that's fine, right? Like that's pretty. It's a nice matte formula. What else could you need? It's not too pigmented. I think I'm getting what I want out of this. Why is my hair growing like all the way down there? Do we need to go all the way down there? I don't know. I think this is just fine. It's $25 matte blush though, you know? It's not doing extra. Like if you like a matte blush, this isn't too pigmented. It is blurring. I don't know, I didn't get like thrilled about it. It's hard for me to get thrilled about a matte blush, but I think that was fine. That was perfect. Again, it's close up blurring powder blush. I think it is. But I almost would say like I recommend using a more dense brush because it's so lightly pigmented. I don't know, just kind of like building up that pigment made a big difference for me. All right, actually these might be the oldest. I don't know. The Nabla and the MAC are a little bit older. I don't even think both of these are considered new on the Ulta website. I got an interesting shade here. Interesting. I'm on the Ulta website. Where are you? It's pretty far down there. They've had these for a while. There's a ton of shades here. I don't even know. 10 different shades. Yeah, that's like a lot. I got a really interesting shade, you guys. I got Magic Aura, which is a deep lavender with iridescent blue pearl. I like lavender blush. It's $30 though. It's called the Strobe Beam Liquid Blush. Is an iridescent liquid blush with sheer buildable coverage in artist developed shades to strobe sculpt, shape, and underpaint for personalized payoff. Underpaint, huh? Hydrating lightweight feel, instantly illuminates and bends light for a natural looking glow. 4.8 stars. I have seen some people liking these. I didn't get it initially, honestly, because I think I was having like fatigue from liquid blush, but right now I'm not again all of a sudden. But this is probably not meant for my skin tone, but watch me give a shit. I don't care. I won't care, I don't care. Especially if it's like a purple iridescent. Oh, hello. All right, I'm gonna use a Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Blush Brush for this little sucker, and I'm gonna pick it up from the back of my hand. We're not going in straight into the cheeks with this, because I could see that just being a disaster. Oh, fabulous, fabulous. That's not even like too intense. That kind of turns pink. Like, where did the purple go? Should we see if we can get it even more purple? We'll just do one dot, and we'll see if we can't build it up to a more purple shade instead of like this diffused pink shade. Because I love a purple blush on me. You know, it's so funny that I've been watching different content creators and color theory a lot lately. And like one of the things that they say about olive undertones is that typically purples look pink, the baby pink that shows up on super fair individuals. Now here's what I find with those baby pink blushes. They leave like a full-on white cast on me. They don't look good. I've always thought I had like a cool undertone. I've been told I do, but purple blushes turn pink on me. So what does that mean? Do I have an olive undertone? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Anyway, that's beautiful. It has like a blue color to it, like a blue tint. I really like this. I do. You know, it's a little on the metallic side, like a little bit, because it's got that like light reflection and pearlescent finish. So it's emphasizing like a little bit of texture. I'm not gonna say it's not emphasizing any texture at all, but I enjoy that. I'm actually really glad I got that shade, I'm not gonna lie. But is it purple? No, it looks pink on me. Pink. Pink. I even added it straight to my cheeks and it's still pink. So I'm starting to think like, do I have a freaking like olive undertone or like neutral? I'm so confused about what my particular undertone is because I swear it changes between the center of my face, the side of my face, and my neck. You guys tell me, what kind of undertone do you think I have? Like, why did purple blushes turn out like bright pink on me? Anyway, I really enjoy this formula. It isn't sticky. It's not dry either. It's not like a fully dry finish. I don't think it's like lifting or anything. It's kind of juicy, so it's gonna have like a little bit of transfer probably, but it's pretty. The thing I worry about with liquid blush formulas, and they're getting better at not doing this, is that they're just like too intensely pigmented. And so you're just working super hard to like dial back the pigment. I'm liking formulas like this that are very specifically not too intense. So this is a liquid formula that I can already tell you that I'm gonna enjoy. So far, we are 5 for 5, I would say. Even with the Nabla, pretty simple matte blush formula. All right, we're gonna reapply this because I took off the blush and the foundation. This smells, almost hit myself in the face there. Does not have like a really pleasant scent. I feel like if I keep this product, well, I won't give it away, but like this is a nice way to use it. Testing blushes or testing any like cheek product or anything and then like taking it off. Okay. All right, let's continue to stay at Ulta. So we'll go into this Kiko Milano Show Cheek Trio Blush. I don't know why they're calling it a trio. There's only one review so far. So this is supposed to be a 3-in-1 blush. Oh, this is why. Ideal for the face, eyes, and lips. A velvety touch of color that warms the complexion and enhances the lips and cheeks with vibrant shades. Multi-purpose for a delicious sensorial texture for creating infinite looks. I love all these words. Blends beautifully, lasts up to 8 hours. It's a healthy glow, leaves a natural ultra chic matte finish. So matte and natural, okay. I always think of those as like not the same thing. So there's 4 shades, so not extensive, and mine is in 03, which is Pink Whisper. I did swatch this, and I will say, this is the most densely pigmented of them all. But I like a lot of Kiko Milano products. I've talked about them on my channel quite a bit. I think they're kind of underrated. I was wearing a Kiko Milano water eyeshadow yesterday, and I tried for the first time that I was very impressed with. There's more top here than there is bottom. Oh no, they're the same size. They're quite genuinely the same size, but it looks smaller because of this thing. Like when it's twisted, looks like there's more cap than there is bottom. Anyway, okay. Well, how many ounces is this? Doesn't say. But I remember yesterday swatching this and it's much more densely pigmented. More so than the other ones. But this looks shearable though. See, when you buff it out, it shears out. Do we dare try this like by straight to the cheeks? I think I might, and I'll tell you why. Because it feels so emollient that it feels like it would blend out so nicely. Let's just start with 1 dot and let's move it, move it, move it, move it. This is a pretty dense brush, so it should move the product pretty nicely. 1 dot though. I think 1 dot is all you need here. Yeah, that moved around nicely. I was hoping it would and it did, so I'm happy. Not something I needed to pick up from the back of my hand. I want to say though, like I'd love to try that, picking it up from the back of my hand with a more fluffy brush, because this seems like a very harsh matte. Like the pigment is dispersed well and it blends in nicely. It just looks very matte. I'm building up. Now I'm taking it from the back of my hand, building up this pigment even more to see where it can go. Seeing if it looks terrible. No, I like this formula also. This one is a very interesting formula. The reason that I say that is because it goes on like super duper emollient. You can move it around on the back of your hand almost to like this shearable state and see how it gives like this almost like glossy finish. But then when I blend it in with a very dense brush, it went to like a very matte finish. It's weird. It's like it's doing all sorts of things at once. I think that's just how it performs. I think it goes on glossy. You can shear it out, but then it dries down to this powder finish. It's very interesting formula. Leave it to Kiko Milano to do an interesting blush formula. I'm not surprised. They have a lot of really good like cheek products and lip products. I like this. It was very simple. It's like a matte liquid formula that I don't have a ton of, especially when they're not super intensely pigmented. This is definitely on the lighter side and a buildable side. I like this formula, and I like how it starts out different than it finishes, if that makes sense. It's like, here's the properties it has for workability, and here's the property upon like dry down and finish. There goes my daughter screaming right next to us. But yeah, this is matte, pretty matte. It's almost like this powdery finish, but really easy to work in and not densely pigmented like I originally thought, kind of on the back of my hands. I like this. That one was just different. All right, we're moving on to, I'm pretty sure, the most expensive blush. This one is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Crayon Waterproof Multi-Stick. So just like the Kiko that's meant for lips, eyes, cheeks, this is gonna be another multi-stick, $33. It comes in, oh my gosh, 24 different shades. So it also comes in like bronzy shades, highlighting shades, lots of different shades. I got this one in specifically like a blush shade. This one is in Swanky Mauve. It's shade 220, which is just a dusty mauve shade. A pigmented long-wearing color crayon and blendable shimmer and semi-matte finishes that can be used as blush, eyeshadow, contour, bronzer, and highlighter. So far, I am loving Makeup Forever products. It's got like 4.5 stars and 445 reviews. So like every release of Makeup Forevers lately, I am loving. The Artist Sculpts, the highlighters, the blushes. I even went back and tried the foundation, one of the foundations that launched that isn't like still new, but that was fabulous. All right, let's hope this didn't come damaged, because all these Twist Step products I'll show you, like the Essence came rolled all the way up and smashed into the cap. The Iconic London came rolled up and smashed into the cap. Oh, it didn't. Good. Okay, I was really worried about this. This is going to be a semi-matte finish. Ooh, that's really pigmented. But is this like creamy? Like, does this have like a glossy finish? It also appears to have like a kind of glossy finish when it blends out. Has a very interesting, almost sweet smell, but it's like makeup-y but sweet. It's interesting. Okay, this has like a pencil tip. So what do I do? Should I just draw it on? Because it makes it a little bit difficult to pick up with, like let's say I wanted to use something like this. Don't mind the fact that this is like stained, but like I don't think that's gonna pick up very easily. Now this one's also stained, but like let's say I used something more dense like this. I don't think this was the best tip. My kids are just wild, dude, just wild. All right, let's put like it on the center right here. And then let's take this more dense brush and see if we can't move it about. I'm working. Okay, I thought that was gonna be too much product, but I don't think it is. I would say that I would prefer like a flat tip. Is that terrible? Is that just unnecessary? I mean, it's working just fine, but it would make it a lot easier if it wasn't like a crayon style, I think. Wow, this is my third time going in. This is how I would build up the pigment. Blush is definitely like a center focus of the makeup products I use. This is just, what the fuck is happening? I don't know, like this just isn't super pigmented, which is good. I think it's buildable to buildable formula, you know? My daughter literally just screaming her head off in there. This is like a soft matte. It's not intensely pigmented. You know, I kind of feel like this is a product that I would have to sit with for a while. Like I feel like I understand the other three, but this one I don't know. I kept adding, and it's really a flush of color. It was not intense. I was expecting it to be a lot more intense. So this one has me confused. It's like more of a natural finish. I wouldn't say like it's fully matte. It has no shimmer in this particular color. It didn't even like come out as dark as I thought it was going to be. Like it's a lot of a lighter of a pink shade than this. Maybe this is the one I use just so that I can get more of like a sense of how this is gonna look overall. Cause like just the way that this applied, like I honestly, I prefer the other three so far. Could it have been user error? Yes, it could have. All right, let's get this off. Let's go into the complexion product. Let's do it. Let's move on to this stick from Essence. It's gonna come in, oh my gosh, 43 shades. That's nice, $6.99. With a creamy blendable formula and natural matte finish, Essence foundation stick has got you covered. It's perfect for a light, effortless look or quick touch-ups, your skin's new BFF in a stick. Multi-use versatility, creamy and easy to blend formula, and it's a soft matte finish. I love it. It's got 3.7 stars and 7 reviews. Ooh, this is exciting, good coverage, love it, great, and foundation wear. I bought this to be a contour stick and it just blended out to nothing. I don't know how this could be a foundation in any way. It's super patchy. I would rate this a 0, but they couldn't, so they rated it a 1. Okay, I mean, everything else seemed good. Like, I didn't go into the details. I mean, the good coverage was nice. Someone said it's really buttery, and someone else said gave the amount of coverage they wanted, and it was super easy to blend out and use. So wow, 43 freaking shades. So I have mine in the shade 140. Man, these go light. Light. Like 140 is down the line, 15 shades down. It's crazy. It goes super dark and goes super light. Like 43 options for essence and a foundation stick. Could you do better? I doubt it for $6.99. So this did come like rolled up and like stuck in the cap, so that's upsetting. But I didn't like lose a shit ton of product, but I had to like push it up more, then roll it back down as much as I possibly could, and then I had to like stamp it with my finger. So anyway, it is a really creamy formula, but it did detach from like the inside. Now, here's what I'm thinking. Okay, here's the swatch. This is gonna be a really good shade match, by the way. Look, can you even see it? It's very light coverage. I'm gonna do something that I typically never do, but because this is a foundation stick, and some of them tend to be a little bit more textured and require a little bit more skin prep, I'm gonna go into the Caliray So Blown Clean Blurring Primer, and I'm gonna put this on my more textured areas, which is like my nose, which is like right here, my chin. Yeah, these are like right here, right in the damn center of my face. Maybe I'll just spread it around. I'm gonna give that a second to dry down, but honestly, I don't want the foundation stick to be too manipulated, but also with foundation sticks, it's like a prep step that I would normally take anyway, because some of them tend to be a little bit more textured, except with the Dior stick. Like if it's a drier time of year, then typically it stays on really well and it doesn't look too textured. But some other foundation sticks that I have tested do tend to be a little bit more textured. So let's give this a second, because we're gonna go into the Morphe All Covered Shapeable. Why is it a shapeable makeup sponge? Because we're actually gonna use this to apply to like half the face, because it says it's a super creamy and blendable formula. I'll pop up the price of this, you guys, on the screen somewhere, because I want to do one side with a brush and then one side with a sponge to see if you can blend this out with a sponge. Should we pick it up with the sponge? I don't think so. I think I'm going to draw it straight onto the cheeks because it says it's like a really creamy formula. All right, let's try bouncing it in with the sponge. What is happening? Okay. Essence always does this. They scent everything lately. I can't take that. Let's just add more, because that was light coverage, but also I'm using a sponge, so it's gonna suck up some of the product. I love this sponge. I like how soft this sponge is. It's very, very soft, but also, like, I love how big it is. Oh, that's why I got it. It's just like super easy application. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, my whole forehead is done. I mean, I can immediately see it's like a very, very soft matte finish. I'm starting to get hot. Like it's freaking hot up here. Let's add a little bit more so we don't have to go in twice. Look at this shade match. Holy cow. What is 140? Light with neutral undertones. Have they ever, a drugstore has never for me nailed light with neutral undertones like this. Not yet for me. The scent though, like why are we doing all this fragrance? It's a drugstore foundation stick. I'm sorry, if you hear that fan, I have to turn on the air. Otherwise my face will start getting all red and splotchy and then nothing will look good. Yeah, not a lot of coverage. Oh no, this little hair broke. It's definitely soft matte finish. Not a lot of coverage. Pretty much what it comes down to. I mean, it says that it's like a light skin tint, you know? It doesn't claim to be like full coverage or anything, so you can't fault it for that. And it's soft matte. It's not ultra smoothing on the face, which is what I was worried about. Not a lot of foundation sticks are blurring. I love the shade match though. I love the shade range in this freaking stick too. I don't like that it's fragranced. It's $6.99 though, you know? This is one of the best drugstore shade matches. I will show you guys what it looks like in natural light close up. I'll do it at like 4 or 5 hours too, and then we'll come back at the end of the night so we'll see how it holds up. You know, the fact that it's kind of like a self-setting product, it feels like it's probably going to be a little bit longer lasting, which is good because there's not a ton of coverage, but it's not zero coverage either. And it doesn't feel heavy on the skin, which is really nice. Again, a absolutely perfect shade match. Way better to blend in with a brush than a sponge. Even though it is nice and creamy, it's still like a little bit thick, you know? Not something very easily blend in with a sponge, which is normal for a foundation stick. So, you know, like, let's just kind of go there, I guess. All right, this viral thing comes in 4 different shades. It retails for $15.99. L'Oreal is crazy. I got mine in the shade Brightening Light Pink, which is shade 10. So it's like the lightest one. It brightens, it blurs, and it sets makeup for all day wear. Here's what I will say about this. There is someone at work that tested this before I did, 2 individuals actually, which is so funny because I never usually talk about makeup with people at work. So there was one person who was wearing it. She was a little bit younger, really perfect skin, and someone else that she works with said, oh my gosh, what are you wearing on your face? Like, your face looks so smooth. Someone who's like, you know, 15 years older and very oily skin. And so she tried the powder and she told me about it. I wasn't even paying attention that this released, and she was like, I do not like it. It does not make my makeup last at all. But she is very oily skinned. So she uses very, very matte products. So if you're like super oily, I'm already thinking this might not be like the most long lasting like it claims. 4.9 stars. 5 of those are 5-star reviews. New Holy Grail, pores be gone. Wow, amazing. Bye bye shine in under eye bags. Great product, bad packaging. So I will say, I don't think this is necessarily gonna be a product that like is the mattest, long lastingest thing, because I've already seen my coworker with super oily skin say, oh my god, I hate it. I'm trying to decide if I detect like any scent, but I think it's the Essence stick. I'm still smelling it. All right, what do you guys think? I think it's lightweight. I think it's blurring. I think it's brightening. It doesn't feel too heavy. It does not feel cakey. So far it feels nice. Very lightweight. That's it. That's all I got from this powder. It's going to be about a wear test. 100%. So initially putting it on, it seems absolutely fine for me, especially because right now I don't have like the most oily skin. My skin is very normal these days, with the exception of going out when it's like really hot and humid out, then I'm like more combo skin, but it's very, very normal at this current moment. Let's jump into the other one that I picked up, the Polite Society. I think this is still listed as new. Yeah, new. I got the travel size. It seems like perfectly enough powder for me, and it retails for $16. This only comes in the Universal Translucent shade in the travel size. I don't know if there's like more shades in the not travel size. It's a next gen silky microfine powder that absorbs oil and improves texture while floating weightlessly over the skin. Fragrance free, talc free, silica free, you know, all that good stuff. Okay, so did it say silica free or silica base? Oh, a silica base requires no baking. What the hell does that mean? Works well on dry and mature skin. So it's free of parabens and silicone, but it has a silica base that requires no baking. I don't know that I know what that means. Anyway, let's get into this little travel size. Yeah, it looks like a little travel size. $16. Polite Society, I feel like, is kind of on the more expensive side. Ooh, I feel like I lost half the product there. I'm gonna take one of my new puffs, my little bright pink puffs, to do this powder under here. All right, I'm not getting a whole lot. Hold on. This travel size is cheap packaging. It really is though. It feels extremely cheap. Essence packaging for like $5 feels more hefty than this. This is way more sheer, I think, than the one from L'Oreal that we just put on, but it is more smoothing. It's softer. Less coverage. Lot less coverage. Even when it's translucent, I kind of like when my powder has like a little bit of coverage, I'm not gonna lie. The packaging does feel cheap on it. You know, I think the reason that I picked it up is because, you know, Polite Society's foundation was pretty like full coverage and matte, and a lot of people with oily skin were really enjoying that. I didn't try it, but then I thought maybe Polite Society has products that are more like combo to oily skin friendly, so that's kind of why I got this. But I can immediately tell it's more sheer than this side. It's softer though. It's probably a little bit more blurring though. Like maybe not by much, but maybe a little more blurring, a little less coverage. That's all we got. All right, let's go into the bronzer. So let's go into the DIBS one. I'm not even sure this one is still listed as new. It's not. Okay, 4 shades. Only at Ulta. Sun-Kissed Skin with DIBS Beauty's a Duet Baked Bronzer, a talc-free duo with jojoba, macadamia, and hibiscus oil for a bronze blurred rolling glow. Interesting. It's a silky formula baked in Italy. So like one side of this is shimmery and then one side is matte is kind of what I'm thinking. And like one side that is like marbled is the shimmery side. Mine is in the latest shade, which is Vanilla Latte, and it retails for a whopping $34, which I think is wild, but it is a lot. Like, it's a lot of product. It's very big. This is gonna be boo-boo to store, I can tell you right now. Oh, this is magnified. Ew. I couldn't tell initially, but then, yes, it's a little magnified. It's not even. I think there's more of this side than this side. Let's swatch them individually. We're gonna swirl them both together though. Okay, that's the solid matte side, and that's the one that like I am claiming to have sheen, but I can't guarantee it. Where's shades individually or blend for a custom rolling glow? See, I do think one of them has a little bit of sheen to it. I'm gonna swirl them together. That's what we're doing, and we're gonna go wild. I like it. I already like it. Why does this look perfect? It's got warmth to it, but it's not crazy orange. It's not very pigmented either. Like, I'm going in very heavy with my brush, and it's not immensely pigmented. I mean, that's nice. There's actually nothing wrong with this except the fact that I just put it all over my face and did not intend to do that in the slightest, because we have another freaking bronzer to try. Okay, well, we like this. There's nothing wrong with this at all except that it's $36. Is it 36? 34. DIBS is so damn expensive. I kind of cringe when I buy DIBS products, especially because the bronzer and blush like duos, I wasn't even sure both shades were gonna work for me, and I think those retailed for $36, and so I was like, man, if both of these don't work, I just spent $36 on like one product I'm not sure about. I'm telling you, I literally cringe a little bit every time I buy DIBS products, but so far I've actually really liked them, so there you go. All right, this is new, but it's not on Sephora's website. It's from Iconic London. It's their Shape and Shade Sculpting Stick. It retails for $26, but they had like a sale, so I did get this a little bit less expensive than that. This is in the latest shade in Sketch. It's a lightweight contour that glides on effortlessly to deliver instant warmth and soft definition, mimicking the look of natural shadows. Totally unique formula, transforming texture, applies into a buttery cream and blends out to a silky soft powder for a velvety matte finish. Available in 4 cool tone shades that are on the glow contour stick to suit every skin tone. I'm so confused. Like, it kind of says like cool tone, but then it says bronzy look, and then it kind of says glowy, but then it says velvet matte finish. I mean, I'm already gonna tell you this is gonna be like a cream to powder formula, just like their like velvet blurry blushes, which they just did a shade extension, and I'm actually really surprised they didn't get rid of. All right, Sketch looks pretty cool tone, Curve looks a little bit more warm toned, and then kind of for the deeper shades too, like one looks warm and one looks cool. This was another product that totally went into the cap. A lot less than the Essence stick, but it made even more of a mess. And I'm more upset about it because it's $26 as opposed to $6.99. All right, I'm gonna double up this product. I don't care. We're gonna wear both. I'm going heavy. Let's see if I made a gigantic mistake, shall we? I'm gonna take the foundation brush and buff this in. You know why I'm not scared of this? I have these blushes, these blurry velvet blushes, and they're fabulous. They're some of my favorite, like super velvety, blurry matte blushes, and nobody, when they came out, was like, oh my gosh, you guys, you should try these Iconic London blushes. And they're some of my absolute favorite. Let's get it into the hairline, shall we? And honestly, these are super simple. I mean, they're 26 bucks, but so was everything else at this point. $25, $26. Even with both of those products, I still don't think it was too much. Both of those are so lightly pigmented, they're fine. You can lay down the cream and a nice powder on top if you wanted to turn it into like a glowy finish. I didn't think I was gonna hate this stick. I thought it was gonna be perfect, and it is. Iconic London, there are just some brands that I really enjoy, and I have a hard time finding things I don't like. Iconic London and Caliray are pretty much like that for me. However, they have a lot fewer things in their line, so you know, it's not like there's a ton of stuff out there for me to dislike. All right, I'm gonna go back into this thing. I am just gonna draw it straight onto the cheeks. I'm gonna go so freaking heavy. I'm gonna take more of a dense brush and really try and pack this. You know what? I'm gonna go into the product. Let's do that instead of like continuously building it up on the cheeks. I don't love the way this blends out. It's such a hard matte finish. I don't love the way this builds. And these are getting such good reviews. I think I'll like it. I think I will eventually when I figure out that I want to pick this up with a brush like this instead of applying it straight to the cheeks. I think it's just figuring out how this is going to go on best. It's creamy, but it kind of want to stays where you put it. And the color is, it's not intense. It's like this powdery finish. It's a deeper shade too. So I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I don't know if I absolutely love this, which is like super wild to me. In principle, it seems really easy. It just kind of looks funny. It almost just looks flat. That's what I'm getting at. I think is what I'm getting at. It almost just looks flat on my cheeks. And then it's not blending in perfectly. All right, let's keep wearing it. Let's see what I think about it. That's all we can do. Hello. I am jumping in here because one of my files was actually corrupt. So last night when I was editing the video, I realized that I lost that bit of footage. It was just that one particular file was corrupt. Fortunately, I wasn't filming for like too long before I kind of got up, stopped the camera, and then picked it back up when we were still on the lip products. So I tried this in the corrupt file. So I want to talk about this and I want to put it on for you guys. I literally just got off work. So this is me, you know, just getting home. I am so sorry. My foundation is pretty much gone. So it is what it is, you know? Anyway, these come in 5 different shades. It retails for $19. It's a high shine, non-sticky, semi-sheer lip gloss with UVA, UVB protection, and SPF 31. I have tried this like a couple of times already. I think it's nice, like in terms of pigmentation. I put this on because I had it like downstairs in a box and I hadn't brought it up here to film yet, and it like smells sweet. But the couple of times that I tried it, the one thing that I don't like about this lip gloss is that the SPF is so freaking strong that if you get it in your mouth even a little bit, it tastes just like SPF. Whereas the one from e.l.f. that I have, even though it's probably like a thinner, like stickier formula, the one that has SPF, this one is thicker, it's more plush, it's not as sticky. You can taste it, so just don't get it in your mouth. This one is in the shade Big Sur, which is a rosewood mauve. So it's pretty much my lip color. I'm not getting like a ton of pigment from this, but you know, depending upon the shade that you get, it could be a little bit different. Some of these do look like they tint your lips a little bit. So anyway, I like the formulation. I don't love the taste. It really got into my mouth in the file that was corrupt, and it was so disgusting because I think I licked my lips. So just don't lick your lips, and then this is nice. It's just, I wouldn't recommend this to you guys for that very reason. The fact that if you get it into your mouth, it tastes quite genuinely like you're licking a sunscreen that you might put on your body. I like barely got it in my mouth just now and I can taste it. So I'm not a huge fan. And then the next thing that I talked about was the gloss stick from Makeup Revolution. It's the Pout Lip Gloss Stick, and this comes in 5 different shades. I have mine in the shade something mauve, Creme Brulee Mauve. A lot of these kind of look like mauve-y. There's like 3 shades in here that kind of look like a little bit mauve. But these only retail for $9. We're obviously duping the Fenty gloss sticks. Now, I compared it against one of the Fenty gloss sticks that's kind of in a similar color, so I'm going to do that again. The one that I have that's in a similar color from Fenty that's not in the shimmer finish is in the shade Is It Fussy. So I did a side-by-side. I'll swatch them for you and then I'll put them on my lips. I think in my swatch, like you can tell that they're not the same color. The Is It Fussy right here, this is from Fenty, is a lot more pink than this mauve shade. Although the packaging looks very, very similar in color. So let me put the Makeup Revolution on the right side. By the way, the ones from Makeup Revolution have no scent to them. I can taste the Caliray, it's in my mouth. Anyway, they have no scent to them, which is surprising because the Pout lip oils that came out this year, like way earlier this year from Makeup Revolution, tasted like children's cough syrup pretty much. So I know them to have like quite a bit of fragrance, or they can. Anyway, these are them side by side. I will say the Makeup Revolution is a little bit more thick and it's a little bit more glossy, and I don't think that that's the shade. Otherwise, they're almost an identical formula, with the exception of the Makeup Revolution has no flavor or no scent to it. I mean, could you tell that these are different lip products? So here we've got something that's $9 and here that's something that is $25. Quite honestly, I'm very pleased with this so far from Makeup Revolution. I would say if you like these, or you wanted to get more shades, but it just simply was like $25 per lip product is just not something you're gonna go for, definitely check these out. They're so freaking similar. It is so hard to tell the difference when I have them side by side. I like them both. Not a similar shade, I will say, but like, I like them both. That Caliray is in my mouth now and it won't freaking leave. It is so sour. I can't. I cannot do this lip product. I hate it. The final thing that I started to put on was the Fenty new Traced Out Pencil Lip Liner. This comes in 15 different options and retails for 20 bucks. So I did apply it in the file that is corrupt. So I will throw it on right now so you guys can see like how creamy this is. It is so creamy. This is one of the creamiest freaking lip pencils ever. And that is it with the new shade that I picked up that is in the shade Fussy from the Shimmer finish. Anyway, I do talk about a formula that I feel like is really similar to these that is less expensive. So anyway, these come, I told you, in 15 different shades and they retail for $20 a piece. So I will jump out now so you guys can see the rest of my thoughts and me applying like the rest of this stuff. Sorry, I had to jump in. Carry on. So these remind me of the About Face lip liners and I'm trying to see how much they cost. Oh, $13. Yeah, this one isn't sharpened, but like that's exactly what these remind me of. There's the About Face one. These are matte as well. This one, I don't know. I think it's in like a mauve shade. These are called the Fix Lip Pencils and this one is in the shade Midnight Seduction. But like they're even more no budge than the Fenty ones. And they're honestly, they're like just as creamy. Is it about the same amount of product? I think the Fenty comes with like a little bit more product. You can see it's like a taller pencil. I was just trying to see like without the cap, are they relatively the same? No, like Fenty comes with like maybe a little bit more product, but I have sharpened this one from About Face. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, if you're looking for like a really creamy long wear lip pencil, About Face's is really good. And you save yourself $7. And About Face has a crap ton of shades too. Did I get it like down here? No, that's just my fucking blemish. All right, we're putting on Riri. Is this Riri? No, Fussy. Why am I saying that? This is the very last shade that I wanted to get in these Shimmer Gloss Balm sticks. They retail for $25. If you know, you know. Oh, Shimmer is my life. Oh my gosh. Is it everything I was hoping for? It's like makeup is melting up here right now. Okay, this is like a blue sparkle. Oh, pretty. I think it is everything I was hoping for. I still have the Caliray in my mouth. Ugh. Okay, honestly, this was the worst of the taste that got into my mouth. I don't know. Now I'm like skeptical about even ever wearing this again. It's still not even out of my mouth. Let me reserve my thoughts until we do the wear test, but so far, like some of my favorites just in application were the 3 e.l.f. products, like I'm gonna say. All right, so let me show you guys what it looks like in like natural light, and then I'll do like a 4 or 5 hour check-in, and then I'll see you guys back here at the end of the night. We'll do a final check-in, and I'll give you my full thoughts on everything. Hope you're enjoying so far. See you later. Hey guys, welcome back. It is 9:45? 9:28. So it's actually been, it was like 11:30 when I put this on. So 10 hours I've gotten out of this. I'm shocked. I am shocked. I really am shocked. It didn't wear bad at all. It's come off in a couple of places, like faded, but like evenly. It didn't break down funny. And I thought it lasted quite a bit of time. Let me show you guys what it looked like in natural light. You can see, I don't think it's the smoothest thing ever, but it's also not terrible. The coverage on this is pretty light. It's not astonishing. It's not something that I think goes in one direction or the other. I would say it's like light buildable medium coverage. Again, I am really glad that I put on the So Blown Clean Blurring Primer. I think it did help. I don't think it helped in terms of like longevity, because that's not what this primer does, but I do think that it helped smooth out where I tend to have more texture, which is right around my nose and like kind of like right under my eyes, to the right and left of my nose a little bit. And it's not necessarily that it's like porous, it's more like it is textured. And I see a lot of texture on my chin from like post acne. So I think it did help. I did do a check-in at 5 hours, but at this point I had taken a nap. I had to lie down. It is Sunday as I'm doing this, so I usually take naps. And so it is a little bit of an unfair wear test that, you know, you're not seeing me like at the end of the day, like working or something like that, but I don't have that kind of time anymore. I don't have those days anymore. I can't like be filming in the morning and then like I'm not working from home at all. also, like, unless I'm doing a work from home, it's just not feasible for me. So I did lay down. Now, whether that messes with the wear, I don't know, but like I like putting it to the test to see how it's gonna react to, you know, my laying down and whether or not it's gonna stay or not stay. So that 5-hour check-in, I am like starting to edit afterward, and I still think it looked really good. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I think that like it was still hanging on at that point, like more so obviously than it is now 4 hours later than that. The mascara though, you can tell like it took a turn, went curly Q when I laid down and smushed it against the pillow. Some mascara formulas, like they do get a little crunchy and dry down. That's the only time that I will see them like do that curl when I lay down, is that if they're like a drier, kind of crunchier formula on dry down, not necessarily that they're drier when you put them on. Everything performed really well, except like the blush didn't last, which I was a little bit surprised. Like I kind of figured that this would be like a multi-stick that was, because it's a little bit drier, lasted a little bit longer. It's nice, but it's probably my least favorite blush of the ones that I tried. I'm gonna keep testing it out. I think there's quite a bit of product. No, it's not even that much. I feel like Makeup Forever products I really do enjoy, like more so than don't. So I could see myself figuring out a way to end up enjoying that formula. It just didn't last all day. You can see it did not go 10 hours. The powders are really hard to tell whether or not they helped or like didn't help, but they don't suck. Wow, the whole mirror was like just right in front of my face. I would say that both of these are good for smoothing, but maybe not like locking it down. Can you see how shiny my nose is? It's not terrible because I was inside in the air conditioning all day, but I did get combo, like I did get a little bit oily and combo in the T-zone. So I would say that these are blurring powders, but they're not long lasting, lock down your makeup kind of powders. I really liked how they held up under the eyes. I thought that this powder from L'Oreal was a little bit heavier. This is so much finer milled than this one is. Just that's kind of how it feels to me. This is more something I would use for brightening. This is very, very sheer though, like super blurring, but very sheer, no extra coverage. And this has like a little bit of coverage. I like them. I like how smooth they are. They didn't look cakey or anything, but they're not something so far just from my first day wear test that I can tell they're gonna lock the makeup down the way some of my other powders do. I liked both of these, like the bronzers and the contour stick. Both of them are really pretty, and I don't think either of them layering them up was even too intense. I like the shades of both of these. They're both really, really nice. Like I love the packaging of this. Like the more that I sit with it, I think it's gonna be a bitch because it's not gonna store in my drawer properly. So it's gonna be one of those that like sits in the back like some of them do. I'm telling you, DIBS is on the more expensive side, but it smells like chocolate. Definitely has like a hint of a chocolatey smell. But I think you do get like a lot of product with it. You know, in the case of the duos, you're getting a duo, you're getting a bronzer and a blush. So for $36 or whatever those are costing, you're getting both things. You just have to be able to like them equally, I think, to be like, to make it worth it. I liked this blush you guys saw. Like when it gets to my skin tone, pink. I'm gonna test this color theory to see if I have like a kind of like a more olive undertone. The lip liner hung on for so freaking long. It's gone now, but it was nice. It was a very long lasting, very creamy formula. I like this formula, but I do think it is so freaking similar to the About Face that you could save $7. I could not find a difference between these two. Not in the way they wore. Okay, maybe Fenty was like a little bit creamier, but maybe in some cases like a little bit too creamy. So I don't hate the Fenty, but I still think you could do a nice comparison with the About Face one for $7 less. I'm gonna throw on this Makeup Revolution one again by itself. Yeah, it's a little bit of a thicker formula than the Fenty ones, but still so good for something that's $9. It feels exactly the same though. Like I think I'm gonna end up really enjoying this. You can see that on me, I feel like it pulls warmer than it looks here, and it's definitely more warm than this shade, which I think truly matches the packaging. And this one is in Is It Fussy? So I think this just comes out like a little bit darker, like a dusky mauve, which is that the shade? Creme Brulee Mauve. I don't know. It's a little bit deeper mauve than what I'm used to, and a little bit warmer too. I liked the Kiko blush. It had a different kind of formulation. It went on one way and then dried down a different way. The Nabla was really nice, very blurring, very, you know, soft matte finish. What else do we need to talk about? I mean, the foundation stick was not bad. With 43 shades for $5.99, is that what this cost? This is a good stick foundation, I think personally, for something that's lighter coverage and not super long wearing. But yeah, I would still say probably pair it with a blurring primer. I had good luck with it. That's how I'm probably going to end up applying it. I have a couple of blurring primers, so that's not an issue for me. Where's the Caliray? This is fine if you do not get it in your mouth the way that I did. Again, I like the long doe foot on here. I like that this is like a more milky, like semi-sheer formula, and I like the smell of it normally, and then it's SPF 31. It was so much more in my mouth this time than ever, so I must have been like, because I was talking to you guys about it, I was like licking my lips. Like, don't do that. That's awful. I don't know though. You know, like this is not, I wouldn't recommend this. That's all I gotta say. Just because of that taste is so freaking sour and bad. I absolutely loved Riri. I didn't realize this was gonna be a pink color with blue reflex, which had I known that, it's hard to see actually, the blue reflex. You can maybe see it like more here, but like had I known that it was gonna be like that, I probably would have picked it up sooner because pink with blue reflex is my favorite. So I'm gonna love that. Now I told you I have 5 of those shades. Guys, I was super duper impressed with the wear of these 3 things from e.l.f. and probably some of the most standout. This emerald green was so good. Yes, it came off like here. It's a smudgeable pencil. It's not meant to last, but it lasted on my eyes pretty well. But I was also like rubbing. There was at one point where I was kind of like rubbing right here and I was like, oh wait, I have the pencil on. I'm not supposed to do that, but it's fine. This lasted in the waterline. It was really nice. Is it still there? Actually, kind of a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. And this is my favorite mascara so far that I have ever tried from e.l.f. I think it's probably going to be the least popular though by users out there. I just do. I think that this is more my kind of formula and not what a lot of people like. I think this is kind of a tackier, crunchier. Yes, it gives you kind of a volumizing. I think the curl isn't bad actually. I think that I'm going to have a hard time swallowing the fact that this is called the Incredi-Curl when this is not the most curling mascara that I've ever tried, but I like the volume about it. I like the formulation of it. I like the intensity and all of that good stuff, but I think it's going to be your least popular formula overall because I just think that a lot of people like lighter formulas that aren't super heavy, maybe that don't like clump up as much as this, but for me it's fabulous. I know that that's going to end up being like the best of beauty for me by the end of the year. So all in all, this was not a bad haul for me. I already had the Caliray and had been wearing it at least twice before this video, so that was my 3rd time. So no hate in any of the stuff. I'm actually really excited. I think honestly, if I'm talking about like, am I gonna get some solid use moving forward, the thing I would have to critique the most is probably gonna be the foundation stick because it's probably not it's not a bad product, but it's not a preferred formula of mine, if that makes sense. Like I definitely prefer something that offers maybe a little bit more coverage than this did, and definitely something that's a little bit more long lasting, because the fact that it's like faded pretty solidly around my face kind of tells me that this is not a super long lasting formula, and if I were to get even more oily, it wouldn't even be here. On an everyday basis, I definitely prefer like a little bit more coverage and definitely something a little bit more long lasting. So the rest of the stuff I could see me really enjoying, something that like adds to my collection overall. Maybe the powders need a little bit more time. I've got to test them on top of other things and kind of put them through the ringer, but they're pretty looking and they're not cakey. That's basically kind of all I have. I actually hope this wrap up was helpful. It is getting on the late side. It is work tomorrow, so I hope you guys enjoyed. As I always say, if you guys aren't currently subscribed, I'd love to see you subscribe so you guys can stick around. I'm out of here. Hope to catch you all on my next video. Bye guys.